Hi community of awesome, I'm Ava J and this is Bookish Pixie. So not too long ago somebody asked me if I could do a vlog on the steps to writing a book and getting traditionally published. And the truth is there are a lot of steps, way more than I could fit in one vlog. I've already done a blog post version which I will link to below, but I figured I'd do a vlog version too. I'm not sure exactly how far in the process I'll go because again there are like 1,000,002 steps, but I'm gonna start today. Beginning with the simplified steps to writing a book. So here we go. Step 1, the spark. The spark is the moment where you get an inkling of an idea that you could possibly turn into a book. Maybe it's a line or a character or an image or a scene or some kind of situation. It varies person to person and manuscript to manuscript, but it always starts somewhere. Step 2, brainstorming and outlining. How much pre-planning you do is up to you. I've said before that I'm a plotter, so that means that I plan everything from the beginning to the end before I write a word usually. But even before that, you start brainstorming, which is basically where you take the idea and start exploring it and seeing where it could take you. And then if you want to try plotting or you're a plotter, you'll turn all that information into a plot. I use Scrivener's corkboard to plot, and I've already done a vlog on plotting, so I'll link to that below. So yeah, step 3, the first draft. The draft is when you start writing and you hopefully do not stop until you reach the end. First drafts tend not to be great. There is usually problems, whether it's the plot or the characters or the writing or all of the above or something else, but that's okay. First drafts aren't meant to be perfect. The idea is to just get the story down so that you can fix it all later. Step 4, cooling off. The cooling off period is when you finish first drafting and then you take a break. I build in a month between the day I finish my first draft and the day I pick it up again to reread it and start revising. The cooling off period is helpful because it allows you to develop some distance between you and your writing so that when you pick it up again later on, you will be able to look at it more critically. And in the cooling off period, you can do whatever you want. Work on another project, just relax, read, whatever. But the point is that you give your brain a break and you give yourself some time to kind of forget the details and not be as close to your writing as you were when you were first drafting, so that when time comes to revise, you can look at it more critically. Step 5, revisions and trading with critique partners. This step is actually comprised of a lot of steps. And I really want to emphasize this. Getting critique partners is not optional. Please get critique partners. You'll not only be happy because you're going to become a better writer by working with critique partners, but you'll also make your manuscript better than you would otherwise. When I was a new writer, I avoided working with critique partners, and it is not a coincidence that my writing improved in leaps and bounds after I started working with critique partners. Anyway, this step is made up of you revising your manuscript and then sending to critique partners and getting their feedback, and then revising your manuscript and sending to critique partners and getting feedback, on and on until you are ready to move on to the next step. And as a real quick note, I usually do at least 2 rounds of critique partner feedback and beta reader feedback back and forth before I even send my manuscript to my agent. Then step 6, the final polish. The final polish is when you dig in for the detailed line edit, so moving commas around and checking for repeated phrases and words and seeing where you can clarify and condense the writing, the little things. These are the minor things that aren't going to affect the plot or character. It's just the tiny details that'll help to make your writing shine. So that's all I got for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys next week.